Hi, this is Dennis Pegden, CEO of Simio. Welcome to this tutorial. In this tutorial, we're going to build a simple model and have a server follow a schedule. Schedules are used in Simio to be able to have a pattern schedule that changes the capacity of an object over time according to a repeating pattern. So to illustrate this, we're going to use this simple example where we have customers arrive to a server, then depart the system. And we're going to have the server follow a 5-day Monday through Friday schedule where it's on working from 8 to 12, then off duty from 12 to 12:30, back on duty from 12:30 to 4:30. So let's build this simple model in Simio and have our server follow that schedule. So to do so, here's Simio, and let's build the schedule first. So I'll go to the data window. In the data window, I'll pick schedules, and then I'll say add a schedule. And let me give that schedule a name, and let's call it shifts 8 hours. Okay, now by default this is a 7-day repeating pattern, but you can change that. And by default its starting date is 1/1/2001, but it keeps repeating. This means it's going to start on a Monday, last 7 days, and then repeat. So what we're going to do is leave these defaults and then fill in over here for days 1 through day 7. And we'll start, we could add cycle items from the ribbon, but we'll add the cycle items, which are the on and off shift periods, by clicking in here at 8 o'clock, dragging down to 12 o'clock, then releasing, and then hitting the enter key. Whoops, I do that again there. And then I can double click on this and change this to an on shift period. Now the second piece is to go from 12:30 to 4:30, so we do the same thing again. And turn it to on shift. Now you could repeat that process for the other 4 days, day 2, 3, 4, and 5, but you can also click on this, hit the control key, which splits it, drag it across, and release it with the control key still down, and that duplicates it and copies it. So we can do that for the remaining days. So I'll fill in the remaining days that way. So again, click on it, control key, drag it across, release. Click on it, control key, drag it across, release. Then I'll do the same thing for the afternoon periods. And now we have our schedule. Just to review, we added these cycle items to define our on-shift periods. All of the periods with no cycle items added are going to be off-shift by default. Okay, now let's go back to our main model. And we'll do our standard source server sync. And we'll connect it with path. Now, the source, we're going to change the inner arrival time to 1 hour. So we'll have someone come in every hour. So we'll change units here to hours. The server will keep the same random triangular distribution for the processing time, except we'll change the units from minutes to hours. And then I'm going to change the animation speed to make it go faster. So I'm going to set it to 5. We may adjust it as it goes, but we'll start it there. Now, the other thing about server is we want to change it from a fixed type capacity with 1 to one that follows that schedule. So we'll say follow a work schedule. The work schedule we want to follow is shift 8 hours. Now, the other thing we want to do is we want to animate this server so we can tell when it's on and off shift. So to do that, I'm going to select it, and then say Add Additional Symbol. And now there are two symbols to represent this one server. If we look here, we see that the index 0, index 1, I'm going to make this 0 the active one and paint it red. And then I'm going to go back and make gray one the active one. So what we see is we have two symbols. Symbol 0 is a red server. Symbol 1 is a gray server. Now to switch between those as the model is running, I'm going to come down here to where the section called Appearance. I'm going to change this expression that sets the appearance. By default, the appearance is set by the number busy. If the number busy is greater than 0, this has a value of 1, otherwise it has a value of 0. What I'm going to do is change that instead to current capacity. So now if the current capacity is 0, it's going to use symbol 0. If the current capacity is 1, it's going to use symbol 1. So before I start running it, I'm just going to lengthen this queue so we see more items in the queue because it's going to back up. And now let me start it running. And what we'll see, it's red because it's off shift. If we look at our time here, it's moving forward in hours here. Things are backing up. They're coming in one an hour. And then the server eventually goes on duty. And when it does, it starts very quickly processing them down. Then it's going to go on lunch here in a second. Now it's on lunch. Now it's back off on duty again and processing parts. So that shows you how very quickly you can define a work schedule, assign that work schedule to an object, and have that object animated as that work schedule changes. Thanks for watching this tutorial. And as always, if you have any questions, please give us a call. Or if you'd like to schedule an online demo, please give us a call. Thank you.